Hi, Mark here. Friday, March the 20th, going on 10 a.m. Eastern, going on 2 p.m. GMT. US session well underway and going into the afternoon and later portion of the European session. Let's have a look at the US dollar's performance, and it's been a volatile week for the US dollar. Wednesday, we saw strong US dollar. We saw the index rally following the Fed's uh, announcement, keeping rates on hold, but a kind of hawkish tone, demand for US dollar. Yesterday, that was all turned around. US dollar sold off strong yesterday. There's the red candlestick. And so far today, fighting its way back. I've got support at 99.05, so 99 support has held, and I've got resistance at 99.42, and that resistance is being tested right now with demand for US dollars. We'll see whether this can be maintained or even added to, or if we get a turnaround from strong to weak US dollar and sellers do step in and look back down to the 99 level. Let's have a look at the majors. The euro against the US dollar definitely fighting back against the euro. Yesterday, strong euro against weak US. There's the green candlestick. Today, so far, selling euro, buying US fighting its way back. I've got resistance at 115.79 and support at 115.31. We'll see whether that does continue. US dollar fight back does continue, or a bounce up off this level. And once again, dollar weakness, buying euro, selling US. Buyers will be looking up at the resistance level. But US dollar definitely fighting back against the euro for now. Let's have a look at the pound. And even more so of a fight back by the US. You can see solid red candlestick. I've got resistance at 134.36. I've got support at 133.61. Sellers of pound, buyers of US, testing this strong support level right now. We'll see whether that can be maintained or even added to. If we get a turnaround again from strong to weak US dollar, buyers of pound, sellers of US will look to bounce up off this area and look back up above the 134 and the resistance level. US dollar against the yen. Another case of US dollar fighting back against the major following yesterday's strong sell-off, and the yen really strengthened against a weak US dollar. Here's the fight back today. I've got support at 157.76 and I have resistance at 158.95, almost that 159 level. We'll see whether that can be maintained, whether buyers complete this recouping these losses from yesterday and see how much higher than 159 they can reach. Alternatively, if US dollar does struggle to hold on to those gains, sellers will look to push down from the 159 area and look back down to the 158 or lower. But certainly strong US dollar as the US session now gets underway against the euro, against the pound, and against the yen. Let's have a look at the US dollar Canadian. A little bit of a different picture here. Red candlestick, that's selling US, buying Canadian, sitting pretty much in the middle of a tight range. I've got support 136.99. We'll call that 137. I've got resistance at 137.44. Red candlestick, that's selling US, buying Canadian. So sellers of US will look down at the support level. We'll look down at this 137 or lower. If the US can fight back the way it is against the other majors, if we can see the same kind of thing against the Canadian, buyers of US, sellers of Canadian will look above 137 and look to test the 137.44 resistance area. So US dollar definitely fighting its way back. We see it testing resistance and support levels against some of the majors. A little bit different picture on the Canadian. We'll see how that plays out through the rest of the US session. Good trading, and I'll see you at the end of day.